possibility that the region returns to war in the days ahead. The Speaker of Iran's parliament, Mohammad Ghalibaf, posted to X.
So, global health officials are warning hantavirus cases will continue to rise. Only 3 people have died from the outbreak, but the number of reported cases is now up to 11. The World Health Organization...
Lord, I thank you for this day and for waking me up again. And you knew this would fail. You knew this whole earth idea was going to fail. So why would you create us anyway? I mean, really, God, why? Would it be wise to make a car with faulty brakes and place a whole family inside the car knowing it would crash and they would die? Or how about a house with a plastic foundation? Or running a race with broken toes? Those things don't make sense. And they're irresponsible. This world, your creation, our whole existence doesn't make sense. And with all due respect, and also all due confusion and frustration, all of this is very irresponsible of you. If you knew the story of Earth was filled with atrocities, then why not create a new story? Or better yet, no story. I'd much rather not exist than to be holding hands with anxiety while tongue-kissing depression and wanting so badly not to be friends with sin. But sin has such tasty treats in this white fan, it's hard not to climb in and get kidnapped every day. Every single day. Our Father, who art in heaven, please excuse my tone and pardon my anger. But what exactly is your master plan? Is your plan for us to struggle and suffer to force us to call your name? Is our entire existence a sick experiment for you to study the results of planned obsolescence? Why do I ask that? Well, you know why. Because you knew this would fail. You knew that snake was in the Garden of Eden. You knew Adam would sin. You knew that earth would be infected with sin since then. You knew about all the damage in the Old Testament. You knew you'd have to send your very own precious, wonderful and redemptive son Jesus to try and clean up the mess that you made. You did this. You did this. None of us asked to be here. We were just placed here with no prior training into a world that pulls us in every different direction away from you. And because we're not you, we aren't perfect. And since we're not perfect, we fall into sin because of our upbringings, our traumas, our circumstances, our mental health. We choose what makes sense to our puny brains. And if we die in that state of being, you send us to hell for choosing the sin that you place right in front of us. Just like that tree in the Garden of Eden. You knew Adam would eat it before you planted it. And for that, God, I believe our existence is unfair. But if it is fair, please explain to me how any of this is fair. Is it fair that my dad died abruptly with no goodbye? Is it fair that I survived an illness that killed another man who was a husband and father like I am? Is it fair that demons dressed as people can very easily become active shooters, making targets out of people at grocery stores and churches and schools and more places than I can name? Is it fair that whole families have died while on vacation? Is it fair that cancer is a widespread, unbiased predator? Is it fair that children are purchased like products and live as slaves? Is it fair that snakes behind the pulpit claim your name for wealth and fame? Is it fair that now, a car can run into my house and take me out? Is it fair that life feels more like a game of Russian roulette than a divine purpose? And each new day is a new round where I don't know if I'll get my head blown off or if I'll live until it's my turn to die. Did you really plan things to be like this? Or is it just random chaos? Did you weave unfairness into the universe? Or are you just as shocked and upset as we are? It seems you pick and choose who to give miracles to, but not everyone gets chosen. Why? Is there a criteria that you follow when passing out healings? Or is it just a roll of dice? Or a giant hat full of unnames that you choose while being blindfolded? I mean, you put us all here. Why can't you take care of all of us? Why won't you take care of all of us? It'd be nice if you did. Do you even notice the result of how unfair this world can be? Or are you just too busy eternally penalizing us for doing things that we thought made sense to us? I mean, what do you really expect hopeless and desperate people to do when they're given a life that's too hard and too steep to climb? How do you expect parents to stay sober and think straight when this crooked world takes their child away from them? Of course, people who are broke and impoverished resort to stealing. Otherwise, they wouldn't eat. And I see why rape and molestation victims struggle with their sexual identity. They were grossly violated. And you know what? Some people don't respect their parents. There's some kids who are born into dysfunctional families and they don't have a voice and they don't have control. So when they finally get a voice, they use it, and I don't blame them. And yeah, many of us don't respect the Sabbath day. But how are we supposed to rest when debt, bills, and tragedy exists? That's almost insensitive. And yes, many people choose every other God but you because these Christians down here don't represent you very well and you don't seem to care to stop them. And yes, people take your name in vain. You see how frustrating it is down here, and then when we call, you don't always answer, just like the Bible said you would. Your miracles, your healings, your interventions, they have to be left up to chance. Because if you're going to tell me that it's your plan, then I demand answers. So you planned my dad's death. And you plan for children to be parentless. And you plan for those mass shootings. And you plan for whole families to die tragically. You plan the attacks for cancer. You plan for children to be bought, sold, and tortured. You plan for these venomous pastors and church folks to slither amongst the congregations to abuse them. You plan random and tragic accidents. You place those bullets in the revolver and force humanity to play Russian roulette. Do you enjoy our pain? Do you even notice or care about our pain? Because I know you see what's happening down here. The horrors your children face daily. The terrible things people do to each other. All because of free will. Which seems more like a curse than a blessing.
Hey, Dad, your car is running perfectly, and it's here at our house. We're just going to clean it out for you. You can have it tomorrow. I drove it all the way down to Roscoe, down in L.A. It drives perfectly. All he needs is for her to clean it out, and once it gets cleaned out, all yours. Okay, give me a call. Bye-bye. Hey, son. Good to hear your voice. All right. Love you, man. Bye-bye.
Free will is either an illusion or it's the worst gift ever given. The gift that keeps on giving mayhem and destruction. Or a trick that makes us believe that we actually have an effect on the outcomes of the world. Part of me thinks it's an illusion. And you deluded our intelligence into being delusional enough to think that we are included in the conclusion of our lives. That what we do leads to what happens next. Turning the pages of our novels until our words run out. We make choices, and those choices matter. And whatever happens, happens because we happened. In happiness or sadness, we own the aftermath. But if my novel is pre-written with all of my actions in it, then how can I be guilty of sin if sin was built into my existence? How can I be held responsible for my responses if I was destined to go in that direction? We can't deviate from your story. We can't untell what you've already foretold. You've already decided how we'd use our free will. You decided everything. You decided when we're born, what we'll go through, and when we'll die. So really, this feels like a script we're all just living in. We make our entrances, say a few lines, we get cheered, we get booed, then we make our exits. And nothing matters except your story, no matter how wonderful or gruesome it is, even to the point of scheduling our appointments with the gates of heaven or the gates of hell. And this is what really brings the confusion and rage out of me. Do you truly create some people just so they can die and go to hell? Your script leads some people to never choose you because of pain and rejection. They cry, struggle, suffer, get abused, get left to rot. Then they die without choosing you because their vision was clouded with grief. And you send them to hell for that? You wrote all the decisions we'll ever make. Why would you write some of us making the wrong decisions? Are our lives merely entertainment for you? Are we just one long soap opera? Or did you really give us free will? And if so, what were you thinking? You created Adam and Eve and believed that those idiotic sacks of meat would appreciate and properly handle freedom? We are fickle and ridiculous, clumsy kids, addicted to sugary things and rebellion. So you place us in a world full of candy and no supervision, and you thought that was a wise decision. If you put humans with other humans with the full range of emotions in difficult situations, then of course you have the world you have. And with that, honestly, I don't believe we deserve free will. Actually, I don't want free will. Destroy this world like you did before, and just make robots programmed to only choose righteousness. Then you'll finally have the world you want. Or just destroy Earth and don't make any more us or any more Earths again. But I have a feeling you won't actually do that, and you don't want an Earthless universe or robots. So what is it? You put us all here. What do you want from us? Whether pre-written scripts or unleash free will. What do you want from us? Who are you? What do you want from me? When can I fully understand my purpose? Where is this world and humanity heading? Why did it matter so much to you to create the universe and put us in it? How are we supposed to live the lives you've given us? I'm so upset and afraid and confused. But I wish I could just be a good Bible-reading, Jesus-following Christian with no doubts or questions, just aggressive devotion and relentless faith. But I'm not. I am frail, walking with broken toes, living in a home with a plastic foundation, a speeding minivan with no brakes, about to hit a tree or go over a cliff. Anyway, I don't get it, and my spirit is exhausted from all of my questions, fears, and tears. I'm certain that I won't get the answers I seek on this side of heaven, or maybe even at all. But more than answers, God, I want your comfort and peace. I want to wake up every day and look forward to being alive again. I want to fully break up with anxiety and ignore every call from depression while avoiding the lure of sin. I want to be settled in my spirit, even amongst my doubts and questions. I don't understand how you planned this universe, or how you fit free will and predestination in the same room, or why tragedies happen, or why you decide to intervene, or why you allow the things you allow, or why you made all of us knowing what we do, or why everything is the way it is. But what I do know is that you offer your presence to us, giving us the kind of peace that doesn't make sense to have in a world like this. Please, God, excuse my tone and pardon my restlessness. I humbly request that your peace rests in me. And if you can only do that for me, then whatever you want from me, I'll happily give to you.